You're fasting 16 hours a day. Black coffee, discipline, zero snacks. You've read the articles, watched the videos, downloaded the app, and somehow, you're getting softer. The scale's stuck, or worse, climbing. Your jeans are tighter. Your face looks puffier in the mirror. It's not because fasting doesn't work. It's because your body figured out a loophole. And right now, while you're skipping breakfast like a hero, your hormones are having a meeting. Topic of discussion: how to store fat during a famine. What's happening isn't failure. It's a biological glitch you triggered by accident. 3 specific mistakes most people make turn fasting from a fat-burning tool into a fat storage nightmare. And once you see them, once you understand what's actually happening inside you during those fasting hours, the fix is almost stupidly simple. Today, we're going inside your fasting window to catch your body in the act. Why fasting is backfiring, how your stress hormones hijack the whole operation, and the 4 signals you need to send to flip the switch back. Let's find out from the inside. So here's what's supposed to happen. You fast. Insulin drops. Fat cells open up their vaults and start donating energy. Your liver becomes this efficient fuel converter, burning through stored fat like a furnace. Easy math. No food and equals stored fat out. Clean. Simple. Effective. But your body isn't a calculator. It's more like a paranoid prepper with a bunker full of canned goods. And when things feel off, when stress is high, or sleep is trash, or you're breaking your fast with the wrong foods, your body doesn't think, cool, we're getting lean. It thinks, red alert, lockdown mode. Cortisol steps in like an overprotective security guard. Nobody touches the fat reserves. We might need those. Your thyroid, normally the thermostat keeping your metabolism warm, starts turning down the heat. Let's conserve energy. Who knows how long this lasts? Insulin, even though you're fasting, doesn't fully leave the building. It lingers in the hallway, suspicious, ready to store the second you eat. Your fat cells, instead of releasing energy, they're gripping it tighter. Not today, Satan. You're technically fasting. The clock says 16 hours. The app sends you a congratulations notification, but your hormones are acting like you're in a crisis. And when your body thinks it's in survival mode, it doesn't burn fat. It hoards it. Like a dragon sitting on a pile of gold it refuses to spend. So, what's triggering this lockdown? Let's follow the signals your body's actually receiving. Here's what actually happens when you combine fasting with stress. Your body runs on 2 primary fuel systems, sugar mode and fat mode. Fasting is supposed to switch you from sugar to fat. Clean transition. But there's a hidden third mode most people don't know about, survival mode. And that's where everything breaks. When you fast, cortisol naturally rises a bit. That's normal. It's like your body's morning alarm clock telling you to go find food. Small amounts of cortisol actually help fat burning. They tap on the fat cell's door and say, "Hey, we need some energy here." Friendly knock, polite request. But here's the twist. If you're already stressed, already running on fumes from bad sleep, already pushing through workouts on empty, cortisol doesn't just tap on the door. It kicks it down. And high cortisol does 3 things simultaneously that destroy fat burning. First, it tells your liver to make glucose from scratch. Not from food, from your muscles and other tissues. Your body's literally eating itself to raise blood sugar. Why? Because high cortisol thinks you're running from a bear. Bears require fast fuel, not slow-burning fat. Second, elevated blood sugar means insulin shows up. Even though you haven't eaten, even though you're fasting, insulin's like, oh, glucose, my time to shine. And insulin blocks fat burning. Always. That's literally its job. It's the bouncer at the fat burning club. And when it's working, nobody gets in. Third, chronic cortisol makes your cells resistant to insulin. So now you've got high cortisol making sugar, insulin trying to manage it, and your cells ignoring both of them. It's a group chat where everyone's yelling and nobody's listening. Think of your metabolism like a smart thermostat. It's supposed to adjust the temperature based on what's happening. But chronic stress is like someone holding a lighter under the sensor. The thermostat freaks out, cranks the heat way down to compensate. And now your whole house is freezing, even though you're not actually on fire. Your hands might feel cold. Your focus gets fuzzy. You're technically awake, but everything feels harder. Translation: you're fasting, but your body's treating it like a famine, plus an emergency. Double threat. Maximum storage mode. But here's where it gets worse. Because most people who fast wrong are making 3 specific mistakes that amplify this spiral. The first mistake is something almost everyone does, and it starts before you even begin fasting. You wake up already tight. Emails before coffee, commute traffic, deadline pressure. Then you skip breakfast because you're fasting. Your body can't tell the difference between work stress and actual danger. To your adrenal glands, both situations scream the same thing. Hold on to everything. Your cortisol's been elevated since 6 a.m. By noon, you're irritable, foggy, and your body's been dumping glucose for 6 hours straight. That's not fasting. That's forcing your metabolism to eat itself while simultaneously blocking fat burning. It's like trying to download a file while your computer's running 47 other programs. The download itself is fine. Your system's too overloaded to process it. If fasting makes you shaky, anxious, or ragey, you're not burning fat. You're stress marinating in cortisol soup. But let's say you nail the stress part. You make it to hour 16. You're proud. You earned this. So you celebrate with fruit, juice, a smoothie, or healthy cereal. Seems innocent. Seems earned. And it's the exact moment you torpedo everything. After 16 hours of fasting, your insulin sensitivity should be pristine. But then you slam them with fast sugar. Insulin doesn't just rise, it spikes. And because you've been fasting, your body overreacts. It's like turning a fire hose on full blast when you just needed a garden hose. That insulin surge does 2 things. First, it immediately shuts down any remaining fat burning. Done. Over. Fat cells close up shop. Second, because the spike is so dramatic, you crash hard afterward. Now you're hungry again in 90 minutes. And that 16-hour fast, your body barely got to use it. You trained your metabolism to expect sugar, not burn fat. If you're ravenous an hour after breaking your fast, you spiked insulin and crashed. But here's the third killer, and it's the one nobody wants to hear. You stay up scrolling, wake up groggy, and think, at least I'm fasting, that'll help. It won't. Poor sleep doesn't just make fasting harder. It makes fasting dangerous for your metabolism. When you're sleep deprived, 2 hunger hormones go haywire. Ghrelin, the I'm hungry hormone, spikes. Leptin, the I'm full signal, drops. So you're fasting while your brain is screaming that you're starving. That's not willpower training. That's torture. Meanwhile, poor sleep tanks your insulin sensitivity. Studies show even 1 night of bad sleep makes your cells 30% less responsive to insulin. So when you finally eat, your body handles it poorly. More storage, less burning. And here's the kicker. Sleep deprivation raises cortisol and lowers growth hormone. Growth hormone is what preserves muscle during fasting and keeps metabolism healthy. Without it, fasting just becomes slow-motion muscle loss, while your fat cells laugh at you from their couch. If fasting feels like a constant fight against hunger and brain fog, check your sleep first. You can't out-fast bad sleep. So now you see it. The hidden sabotage. You're fasting, but you're also stress eating your own muscle, spiking insulin the second you eat, and doing it all on 5 hours of sleep. Your body's not burning fat. It's in permanent lockdown mode. But once you know the glitch, the fix is almost stupid simple. Here's what nobody tells you about fasting. And once you hear it, everything else makes sense. It's not about the hours you don't eat. It's about the signals you send while you're not eating. Your body can handle fasting, or it can handle stress. But when you stack them, you break the system. Fasting isn't a magic bullet. It's a tool that only works when the rest of your system is calm enough to use it. Think of it like trying to defragment your hard drive while running 40 programs in the background. The defrag process itself is fine. Your computer's just too overloaded to actually execute it. Fasting works when your body has the bandwidth to switch fuel sources. When it doesn't, you're just grinding gears. And here's the part that changes everything. That first meal after fasting is your metabolism's instruction manual for the next 12 hours. Everyone obsesses over when to eat. Nobody talks about what first. Lead with protein and fat, you tell your body. We're stable. Stay in fat-burning mode. Lead with sugar, you tell your body. Actually, emergency. Store everything. Same fasting window. Completely different metabolic response. Your insulin doesn't just respond to food. It responds to the message that food sends. Fast sugar sends panic. Protein sends calm. It's the difference between your metabolism staying in the groove or slamming on the brakes. But here's maybe the most important thing. Your body trusts patterns, not promises. One perfect fasting day doesn't fix a metabolism. Your body needs to see the pattern repeat. Calm mornings, steady sleep, smart breaking of the fast. After about a week of consistent signals, your hormones stop panicking. Cortisol chills out. Insulin becomes more sensitive. Fat cells finally start cooperating. The reframe is simple but powerful. Fasting doesn't make you lose fat. Fasting creates the conditions where your body feels safe enough to release fat. Big difference. You're not forcing it to happen. You're removing the blocks that keep it from happening naturally. You're not broken. Your fast isn't broken. You were just trying to run the program on a system that wasn't ready for it. So let's fix those signals. Here's exactly how to fast in a way your body actually responds to. All right, here's the system. If you're getting less than 7 hours of sleep consistently, fix that before extending your fasting window. Poor sleep makes fasting backfire every single time. It's not optional. Start with a 12-hour overnight fast, 8 p.m. to 8 a.m., and prioritize sleep. Once you're sleeping solid for a week, then extend to 14 or 16 hours. Your body needs the recovery window more than it needs the fasting window. Phone off by 10 p.m. No scrolling in bed. Let your brain actually power down. You can't outfast bad sleep. Fasting on terrible sleep is just expensive suffering. Now, when you break your fast, and this is non-negotiable, lead with protein and fat. No juice. No fruit smoothies. No healthy cereal. First meal needs to be eggs, Greek yogurt, avocado, salmon, something that keeps insulin calm. This trains your insulin response to stay steady. After a few days, you'll notice you're not starving an hour later. That's your metabolism learning to trust the pattern. Here's the test. If you're hungry again within 2 hours of eating, your first meal spiked insulin. Adjust it. And here's the part most people miss. Match your fasting intensity to your stress load. High stress day? Shorten your fast. Give your body a break. You can't willpower your way through elevated cortisol. It'll just store more fat out of spite. If you wake up already tight, anxious, or exhausted, eat within 10 to 12 hours instead of pushing 16. Your metabolism doesn't care about your streak. It cares about signals. And stress plus fasting is the signal to store, not burn. Listen to your body. Shaky, irritable, brain fog. That's not detox. That's cortisol screaming. Eat something clean and try again tomorrow. Finally, give it a full week of clean signals. Don't judge fasting by day 1. Your body needs to see the pattern. Consistent sleep, calm mornings, protein first breaking, stress awareness. After 5 to 7 days of clean signals, your hormones recalibrate. Cortisol settles. Insulin sensitivity improves. Fat cells stop clutching their pearls. Days 1 through 3 feel rough. Days 4 and 5 feel easier. Day 7, you wake up leaner and clearer. You'll feel it when you wake up. Lighter, sharper, like someone turned the brightness up. That's when you know the switch flipped. Your body's not a light switch. It's a dimmer that needs consistent direction before it responds. You're not fixing years of metabolic confusion in 48 hours. Give it the week. Stay consistent. Trust the process. So here you are. You started this video wondering why fasting wasn't working, why you were getting softer instead of leaner. Turns out it wasn't the fasting. It was the stress, the sugar crashes, the terrible sleep, all stacked on top of each other while your body screamed, "Store everything." You're not broken. Your metabolism isn't slow. You were just sending the wrong signals. Fasting on high cortisol, breaking with sugar, pushing through on 5 hours of sleep. Your body did exactly what it was designed to do. Protect you by holding on to every ounce of fat it could. Now you know how to send the right signals. Sleep deeper. Break your fast smarter. Match your fasting to your stress load. Give it a week of clean signals. And watch your body finally do what it's been trying to do all along. Let go of the fat it doesn't need. The hidden reason you were getting fatter while fasting. You were asking your body to burn fat while simultaneously telling it to prepare for a crisis. Once those signals align, once your hormones trust the pattern, fasting stops being a battle. It becomes what it was always meant to be. Your body cleaning house while you're not interrupting it.